Hey there, everybody. Don Evans here for WatchReport.com. And today we're going to be taking a first look at the Elliot Brown Canford. The Elliot Brown Canford is $754 USD. It has a 44 millimeter case. It is 14 millimeters thick, 22 millimeter lug width, and just about 230 grams unsized. So it is a substantial weighty piece. You also have a mineral crystal and screw-in links and lugs, which I'll show you in a minute. And a Swiss ISA 331-103 quartz movement with a custom printed calendar, and the movement has a 5-year battery. Let's take a closer look here at the watch. You can see it has two crowns here. This crown is for your main time setting, and this crown is for the internal bezel. Both of the crowns are engraved, and as you can see, they both have different engravings. This one has the Elliot Brown logo. This one has a triangle. There's a good look at the screw-in lugs. Let's pop this open. Show you the case back here. You can see the case back has hex bolts in it. And one of the reasons for that is this movement, actually the movement housing. It's a steel movement housing that they are using. And it was customized, like custom made for Elliot Brown. And the reason, instead of having a threaded case back and they went with the bolted case back, is so they could fit it in with the custom solid steel movement housing. And one of the reasons that they went with the quartz movement, I've been told, that they went with the ISA movement and the custom movement holder, is for shock resistance. This watch is also 200 meters water resistant, yet it does not have a screw down crown. It is a push-pull crown. And here is the crown operating the internal bezel, which is bidirectional. Like I said, it does have a mineral crystal, and as you can see, it is a domed mineral crystal. Very nice brushing all around, including on the bracelet. Take a look at the clasp. When you check out the full review on WatchReport.com, this is something you will notice, is that it has a loomed clasp. They engrave their logo into the clasp, and then they fill it up with some C3 Superluminova. It's a nice feature, I'll be very honest. From a personal standpoint, it's a little gimmicky to me. But if you want, you know what, it's something a little different. And it's just, another way that Elliot Brown is trying to stand out a little bit. And you know what? In the end, nothing wrong with that. You will see that you have your ratcheting clasp here. Now, one thing I like about this is a couple of things. Many people are probably familiar with ratcheting clasps these days. You know, they're on Doxa watches, UTS watches. Many of the micro brand divers are now using these. But the one thing that separates this from, say, a lot of the micro brands is, seems the micro brands all use the exact same ratcheting clasp system. This seems to be a different version, a little bit different version. And one thing I noticed is that, unlike a lot of the micro brand divers, when this is extended, unless you push these buttons, you cannot close this. I am putting as much pressure on this as I possibly can, and it will not close until you push those buttons. which is a good thing. Locks down into place very nice. See the screws in the bracelet here. I took about 3, and these are one-sided screws as well, so very easy to change out. I took about 3 or 4 links out of the bracelet here to fit my 7.5-inch wrist. Matter of fact, let me take a look here. I have the box here as well. And yeah, 3 links for my 7.5-inch bracelet. And a nice thing is that this comes with the screwdriver to be able to size it. So you don't even have to worry about having a screwdriver for the bracelet sizing. Take a look here at the box. Simple canvas style box, but does the job. Just my focus here a little bit. Obviously this is the blue dial on the bracelet. There are many other versions of this. They have them in PVD. There's different dial colors, leather strap options as well. Now, I have been told by Elliot Brown watches that this is meant to be a hard use watch. And I have to be honest with you, you know, it's $750 USD, and you know, you have a quartz movement and a mineral crystal. And even though the watch is very well built, it has a very nice finish to it. The bracelet and case is very sturdy. You have screw-in lugs and you know, bracelet links and everything like that. It has excellent lume on it. But, you know, I'm still sitting there thinking about it and thinking about all the other watches we review here on WatchReport.com. Watches I personally own or purchase, and knowing what's out there in the industry. But then you think about, say, a Seiko Tuna, which has a quartz movement, which has, as far as I know, a metal movement holder for the shock resistance, and it has a, what Seiko calls a hardlex crystal, but we all know that's really just a mineral crystal, you know, a hardened mineral crystal as well. And I believe those go for about $1,100 new. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to, you know, say, well, this is just as good as the Seiko Tuna. I have never owned a Seiko Tuna, so I cannot say that, and I'm not about to. But they are going for more of a hard use watch. They have the reason that the crown is not a screw down crown is they don't need to. They have triple seals in both crowns, so you're getting your 200 meter water resistant. And that's something, I made a comment on YouTube the other day about another watch I reviewed. Somebody asked me that the watch had a screw down crown, but was only 100 meters water resistant. And maybe a lot of people don't know. And for you, you know, for the people that do know, you know, I apologize if I'm boring you. But, you know, water resistance doesn't just come from a screw down crown. There's many factors involved. It's the seals in the crowns, the seals that are around the crystal when it's set into place, the seals in the case back and all that is what really makes, you know, a watch really water resistant. Not just that it has a screw down crown. You know, there's a lot of watches out there that could have a screw down crown, and probably you shouldn't take them into the water because they're really not meant to be. But nonetheless, what they're going for here is a hard use watch. So you have your quartz movement, which is, you know, definitely going to be much more hard use than, say, an automatic movement. You have a metal housing, which is specifically made for them to be more shock resistant. And you have a mineral crystal, which is more impact resistant, but not as scratch resistant, say a sapphire. But the chances of it breaking are very slim to none. Obviously, nothing is unbreakable. And, of course, they're going with, you know, the screw-in lugs versus standard pins. You know, overall, it's a great looking watch. It's a very casual watch, but could probably be dressed up a little bit, especially this one on the bracelet with the blue dial. You can take it, I'm sure you could take it, you know, in the ocean or whatever. I don't know if I would go diving with it, but I'm sure you could take it into the pool or into the ocean use it as a field watch as well. Or, like many of the watch enthusiasts out there, just wear it and enjoy it and not have to worry about it. Not have to worry about, the watch if you drop it or going into the water or getting splashed by rain or anything else. Let me show it to you on the wrist real quick here. Like I said, I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Let me move this back a little bit. Position this down just a touch more. Let's see. There we go. You notice I do have the clasp extended just a little bit, and that is just the way I remove the links and like it to fit. I always like to have a little bit of room left over. Alright, there you go. There's a look at the Elliot Brown Canford blue dial on bracelet. Please go to the link in the description. It will take you to the full review on watchreport.com. The way I do my reviews is that will be my final updated review, my final thoughts, much more info and everything you should need to know about this model and Elliot Brown watches in general. Please leave a like or a comment here on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss another video review. And you could, leave a comment here, leave a comment on the Watch Report site. And let us know what you think of the Elliot Brown Canford. Thank you very much. This has been Don Evans for WatchReport.com.